What's up, guys? This is your upper body mobility routine. Earlier today, the session did not record, so I'm going to guide you through a summary of what we did with some demonstrations so that you guys can do this in the comfort of your own home at your own time. I want you to use a PVC pipe or a hoodie or a towel, something that you can use to recreate the pass-through. We're going to use that as our gold standard to test and retest to see how our shoulder flexibility is improving throughout the session. All right, so I'll demonstrate that for you now. You'll note my hands are starting nice and wide on the PVC pipe. And with time, my intention is to get a little bit narrower as we go. All right, now the first couple of stretches will be standing, all right? And we're gonna focus on anything from 30 seconds to a minute, and you get to choose, all right? Depends on how much time you have. So you'll note that I have the wall in the background there. I'm gonna use that for my different poses. So I'm gonna transition through them, and then you can just fast forward and rewind or restart the video based on how much time you're taking to get them done. So we're gonna start with hands on the wall, dropping the head through, and hanging out here, focusing on stretching the shoulders, the lats, and the pecs. Okay, from there, you're going to transition into a single arm variation. So from here, you're going to lunge back, right hand on the wall, lunge back on your right leg, take one hand off, you're just going to rotate through. Other side. Again, you will hold these poses for anything from 30 seconds to a minute. Take through. All right, so we did the double arm version and the single arm version there. Very similar to that of a shoulder distraction routine, but without the band. All right, we're now going to focus on the tricep. I step to the wall. I let my knee lunge forward. I get the elbow up, grab the wrist, and just lean forward into it and hold that position. This particular pose is going to tackle the tricep and down the lats. Swap sides. Let that knee drift forward. And rest. All right, after those poses, I recommend going back to the PVC pipe and doing another 3 pass-throughs. This time, a little bit narrower if you can. Good job. All right, we're now going to tackle the wrist and the elbow a little bit. And you'll note that some of these stretches are going to be taking place on the floor, okay? So I'm going to angle you guys down a little bit. So I'm going to start off, both hands flat, leaning forward and holding that pose for, like I said, 30 seconds to a minute. You can also pulse, so leaning forward and back. Next variation would be to invert the hands, leaning forward and back. Forward and back. Then going up onto the fist, leaning forward and back. Then going to drop down onto your knees, press your fingers together, stretch out the webbing between the fingers and the thumb. And you can go for 10 reps of this. Then grab your fingertips. You will pull them backward, elbow forward. Stretch out the forearm. This is very good here for the forearm. Again, 30 seconds to a minute each side. Alrighty. And like I said, if that routine went a little bit quick for you, all right, you can stop and rewind as you need. Okay, after doing those stretches, you're going to grab your PVC pipe and do another 3 pass-throughs. job. All right, with that being done, all right, you're now going to go through a couple more stretches lying down on the mat. All right, so we're going to start off with a scorpion, all right, which is focusing a lot on opening up these pecs. All right, you'll note that in the position on the ground, I'm going to squeeze my shoulders together, and then I'm going to kick my leg over. Shoulders together, and kick over. Again, 30 seconds to a minute. All right, our next pose is going to be reaching behind the neck, pulling the elbow down, working on that tricep. Same thing on the other side, pulling the elbow down. Again, 30 seconds to a minute. All right, and then for today, we wrapped up the routine by getting into the child's pose on the ground. Back moves back, hands are forward. And I encourage you to move to the right, back to the middle, to the left, and find the area that works for you, all right? Predominantly here in the lats and shoulders, and find that sticking point. That's it. So guys, I hope if you're at this point in the video, you've held the poses for anything from 30 seconds to a minute, and you're feeling a little bit more mobile in your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. And what's really important to acknowledge is that we don't do these routines too often, all right? Meaning we get a little bit stuck up in the hips and the quads and the glutes and the hamstrings, but our upper body can definitely do with a little bit more attention. By addressing these areas, using some of these elements in the routine, you're going to find things like your snatch is easier to maintain, all right? If I ask you for an active shoulder, you're going to be in that position with the lats switched on nice and tight. If I ask you for a better front rack, you're going to find that you're able to hold that position better because the triceps and the muscles around your ribs are feeling a little bit more mobile, as well as in the wrists, all right? We spend a little bit of time in those wrists, and you're going to find that the ability to lean forward in a push-up and get over the wrist, or for that matter, a handstand push-up, you should experience a little bit more comfort and possibly even less of a niggle in the elbow and shoulder if you have experienced that in the past. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to reach out to me if you feel like anything was unclear, and I'll see you guys for the next special. Thank you.